G'day folks, what is going on? In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how we're able to generate 100% free hot leads into my 7-figure consulting business every single day using what I call the OPP formula. Okay. Now, typically when people talk about traffic or they talk about lead generation, they put it into two different buckets. They put it into organic or paid. Organic being things like a YouTube video, like Facebook organic, like running their own podcast, and paid being, paid ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, Facebook ads, that kind of stuff. But in this video, I want to talk to you about another bucket, a bucket that gets really ignored, is heavily underutilized, and I could make a really strong case that it's the best of all of them, right? As I said off the top, it's free. You can get in front of buyers, right? Like guaranteed to get in front of buyers. Whereas if you run an ad, a buyer may see it, a buyer may not. Organic, a buyer may see it, a buyer may not. With this, you can guarantee that if you do it the right way, you can get in front of buyers. You can get in front of people who've spent $50,000 if you want to. And as we know, buyers are buyers. It's evergreen. You get this awesome transfer of trust that you don't get in organic marketing, you don't get in paid ads, right? Especially in paid ads. There's so many benefits to this OPP formula that I'm going to talk about with you today. And I'm really excited to see what you do with it. I push all my private clients to integrate this into their business ASAP because it has this compounding effect over time. It's something that we've been doing for years and like I said, generates us new leads every single day. Okay, so with that all said, I've got some notes on my computer that I have typed up, and we can talk through all of this, what it is, why it's so powerful, and then most importantly, how to go and implement it today. All right, before we jump into it, be sure to subscribe. We'd love to have you as part of the YouTube family. Give this video a like if you get any value from it. If you're an affiliate marketer, if you're an information marketer, I know you will get value from it. Leave any questions or comments that you've got below. And if you want to know more about what we do, you can head over to www.jacobcaris.com. That's my website. You can join my email newsletter, our free private community, and get all the information about the mastermind programs that we run. It's all on the website, www.jacobcaris.com. Okay, with that all out of the way, let's jump into the computer and break this down, the OPP formula. Let's do it. All right, folks, so let's jump into the OPP formula. Okay, so what does that stand for? As you can see on the screen in front of you, it stands for other people's platforms. Okay, now I'm not talking about, poaching other people's audiences or doing anything untoward, right? I'm talking about how can we ethically tap into other audiences that have already been built up, right? And use them to build our own brand, to build our own audience, to get leads and to ultimately sign clients, make deals and make money. Okay, before we dive into kind of the strategy and the tactics behind this, I just want to spend a little bit of time talking about why this is beneficial. Okay, the first one and the most obvious one off the top is that if you're building from the ground up, and even if you're not, other people have already done a lot of the heavy lifting in building up their own audiences, either in your market or in parallel / adjacent markets, right? People that maybe there's a way you can come up with an angle where there's a connection, right? They've done the heavy lifting. And if they're also content marketers, they have a constant need and a constant thirst for content for that audience. And that's where you can step in, bring your story, bring your value, bring your own style, bring your own unique approach, your own unique voice, your own sense of humor. You can help them by bringing value to their audience, and it's beneficial for you because those people that hear you, listen to you, watch you, whatever it may be, the ones that resonate with your story and with your approach and with your value will come and look for you. And now they become a part of your audience. And there's a few reasons why that's a really powerful. Okay, but the first one is that audience has already been built, right? The people that you need as leads and clients, they're already out there. They're already paying attention to someone in the market, right? So rather than trying to build everything from scratch, and look, you're going to want to run ads, you're going to want to do your own organic efforts, but so many people are neglecting this approach of leveraging other people's platforms, of leveraging audiences that have already been built up, that this is a huge opportunity as far as I'm concerned, okay? The second thing is you've got a transfer of trust. And what I mean by that is if you appear on a podcast, do an interview, whatever, we're going to talk about the mechanics of this in a second, with somebody who their audience obviously trusts them, otherwise they wouldn't be paying attention, you immediately get that transfer of trust. right? Now, you're not going to be immediately lifted up to the same level as the person that they've been listening to for 10 years, but you're instantly going to be a long way ahead of the person who's running ads to them, of the person who just appears on their YouTube feed, because you're alongside someone who they already trust, okay? And that's instant, which is incredibly, incredibly powerful, okay? The third one, it's evergreen, right? If you're locking arms with people who have a YouTube channel, who have a Facebook group, who have a podcast, who have an email list, right? Who have an audience of some kind, and you can insert your value, your story, right? In some way, shape, or form, could be with a book, whatever. If you can insert your value, your story into their existing audience and traffic flow, that will generate you leads for years and years and years and years to come. Right? I've got stuff that I've done back in 2018, 2019, right? Things that I've written, trainings that I've done, presentations that I've delivered that have been recorded and captured in training areas. They literally get us leads every day. And it was from a couple of hours that I invested years ago, right? You guys will hear me talk a lot about the concept of building assets on this channel because it's something that we do, capturing your energy into an asset and letting that do the heavy lifting for you. This is a prime example of that in action when it comes to lead generation and audience building. Okay, you can get direct access to buying audiences, and what I mean by that is get in front of people who spend money and have been proven to have spent money by virtue of being in that audience, right? If you run ads, if you do your own organic marketing, you might get in front of buyers, but you may also get in front of people who either haven't spent money yet or are never going to spend money. With this approach, if you can get your content in front of an audience of customers, and there's ways to do it, you are getting in front of buyers and you can channel buyers into your world. And as we know, people who spend money over and over and over and over again, right? Because they're passionate about that topic. They're all in on it. They want to keep investing and learning and learning and learning, right? Especially in the information marketing space. Okay, one killer asset can literally be worth 6 figures to you. That may sound like I'm exaggerating, right? I'm not. It can literally be, if you can get one good training piece in front of an audience that grows, right? In front of an audience that's highly valued, in front of an audience that's nurtured, that one thing over time could be worth 100 grand plus to you. I've seen it happen, okay? It allows you to tap into parallel markets, right? So where if your organic content, for example, is only going after certain keywords or only being shown to certain people, or you're running ads to your immediate market, you can tap into these parallel markets that maybe aren't your immediate people, but there might be a bridge or an angle that you can develop and bring some of them over, okay? There's a lot of experimenting that you can do there to build your own audience, right? If you do a bit of a roadshow, you can become niche famous, right? If people start seeing you everywhere, right, and they see you aligned with all of these other people in the industry that they follow along with and that they trust and that they look up to, you're going to get elevated up the status ladder very, very quickly, right? And some people may not like that, but that's reality. People pay attention to who their heroes or the people that they like in the industry are hanging out with, and then they're going to go and pay attention to them. Right? Like whenever I order a book, I'll be reading that book and it'll reference 3 more, and I always end up ordering them because I trust the person that I'm reading. It's just how this game works. Okay? This is really going to help develop your reputation. Right? I was talking about this the other day. Once you've got your offer or your offers in place, from a marketing perspective, as a personal branded information marketer, you've got one job, and that's to build your reputation. Okay? Who knows you? What they know you for? Who they know you as? Right? What you do, who you help, how you help them, the other people you've helped. That is your job. When you've got your offers in hand, right? You've got a link on your phone, whatever, your team's got it. Your job is to get out there and build a reputation as someone who gets results and gets shit done. This is a great way to do that because you can share your story. You can share the story of people that you've helped, what you've achieved, right? I can talk about the awards that I've won, the different things that I've done in the space, the countless people that I've been able to help at this point, right? And you very rapidly can build your reputation with that transfer of trust. You grow your ecosystem. What inevitably happens is if you go out and put 10 of these assets into other people's platforms, right? All of that attention leads back to one place. That leads back to you. Okay, so that's only going to do one thing to your own ecosystem, and that's grow it. So that acts as the catalyst for new people to come and find you, and then your content, your YouTube channel, your podcast, your Facebook group, your email list, your Facebook profile, your TikTok, your Instagram, your book, whatever, that then kicks in. So it's new people into your world, then your content takes over and does the nurturing, okay? And then the final thing there is that you can start pre-selling your offers, right? If you tell a story about so-and-so who's in your private client group and they achieve this amazing result, right? Very, very subtly, people start paying attention. Oh, people in Jacob's private client group, people in Jacob's inner circle get these types of results. They're starting to be pre-sold on your offers before they're even in your world. Okay, I can keep going on the benefits of doing this, but it's literally endless. Okay, so let's talk about some examples. Then it's up to you to go out there and make this happen. Okay, I'm also going to set you a little challenge for those of you that are willing to take me up on it. Okay, so let's talk about some examples. The first one that usually comes to mind for people is podcasts, right? If you can go out there and appear on other people's podcasts, amazing. One of the benefits of podcasts is that people that are listening to them are in learning mode, right? And they're clearly invested in that subject matter. They trust the host of the podcast. Usually they're quite loyal. There's a lot of benefits. It can be tricky earlier on to appear on certain podcasts. So just keep in mind, you're going to have to work your way up the ladder. But podcasts are fantastic, right? Facebook group interviews. People who run Facebook groups are always looking for new content to generate engagement, to nurture the community, to bring value to their people, all that kind of stuff, right? So look out for those opportunities, right? Identify places where you might be able to contribute content to a course, okay? And so what you're going to have to try and find here is complementary subject matter opportunities, right? So if you can find, for example, I've had people come into my affiliate marketing course and deliver specialized training on like Facebook stories. I use Facebook stories, but I wouldn't consider myself a Facebook story expert. There's people out there who specialize in stories, right? I've also had people come in and deliver trainings on how to use certain software, right? I know about it, but I'm not an expert in it. So we'll happily bring them in. It brings more value to our people. And then the people who own that software or have a course about stories, they get exposure to buyers. It's win-win, okay? So look for opportunities where you can contribute your value to somebody else's course, okay? If that's a paid course, boom, you're getting in front of buyers, okay? The inevitable next question is, how do I make this happen? Get off your ass and network, right? Connect with people who are in your space, right? Even if you feel like you might be doing similar things, there's probably a way that you can come up with complementary resources for each other, okay? Another thing you can think about, how can you add your course or some kind of mini course as a bonus to somebody else? Maybe you could do a bonus swap, right? Now, every one of their buyers gets a copy of your course or mini course, and every one of your buyers gets a copy of theirs. Boom, you've both just crossed over your audiences and you're both getting each other's buyers. Okay, this is going to take a certain level of abundance to be executed on. A lot of people will let the scarcity come out and they'll kind of close in on themselves and go, oh yeah, but I'm worried about my clients, blah, 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 blah. Open up. There's so much money out there in the world. It's literally infinite. If you want to hoard, everything, this isn't going to be for you. If you want to get out there and network and build an ecosystem and build a brand and have endless leads flowing to you, people who know who you are and who already trust you and want to buy your stuff, pay attention to this. Okay, how can you do free live Q&As or hot seats, right, with other people's clients? How can you generate those opportunities? Come in as the subject matter expert, like the course, but do it live, right? Do a hot seat. There's a strategy called a demonstration. You'll hear Dan Kennedy talk a lot about this. It's you demonstrating your ability live, right? This is why Tony Robbins does the firewalk thing, right? This is why Houdini back in the day used to do like his escape stuff. It's a demonstration of ability. And for experts, doing a hot seat is a brilliant demonstration of ability, right? I can sit back, people can fire questions at me. I'll say, do this, do this, do this, do this. That's me demonstrating that I know my shit inside and out, right? So find opportunities to do that. How can you get your content into mastermind communities? Similar to courses, but masterminds, right? Communities where people are hanging out. How can you get your training into their Facebook group or into their third-party community or in a course within a mastermind? There is so many opportunities out there, okay? How could you come in as a guest speaker? Free communities, paid communities, right? A lot of these cross over, but I want you thinking about all the different possibilities and all the different angles. How could you speak at live events? They could be in person, they could be virtual. Then you can take the recording of that and you can upload it onto social media, or maybe you can get it into other people's courses. Right? I've done presentations that have got recorded and ended up in courses, generators leads to this day. You invest an hour in the presentation, could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to you over the next 5 years, right? How can you do interviews on other people's YouTube channels, right? If someone's got a good size audience, you could get exposed to a ton of people very, 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 very quickly. JV promotions, right? I'll run a campaign promoting your thing for a week, you run a campaign promoting my thing for a week. Crossover audiences, make some money in the process. List and audience swaps. right? I'll put your thing in my group, you put your thing in my group, right? Whatever. Cut the deals. Figure out how to make it beneficial for both parties. I'll put a caveat on this and say be careful who you align with, because you will be, I guess, kind of lending your reputation to them. So do your research, do your background checks and all that kind of stuff. But that's just a snippet of it. This is literally endless. It just takes a bit of creativity. It takes a bit of thinking, right? This is so underutilized. And I can tell you, like I've done interviews, and then by the time the interview's done, I'll pick up my phone and there'll be, boom, a $3,000 sale. People like the style, they like the value, they like the story. They go look for you, they find a sales page and they buy because of this transfer of trust, because they're getting warmed up so quickly. I get really excited about this. I think this is such a big opportunity as we head into the back half of 2022 and beyond. I think people are kind of onto this, but I think the rest of these things, people just aren't thinking about. So if you're watching this with me, you're a personal branded information marketer, an affiliate marketer, go out there and utilize this stuff. Get creative, cut deals, network, find opportunities to do crossovers, right? The quality of the leads from this are going to be really high. Way better than ads, right? Way better than ads, okay? That's the OPP formula, right? Other people's platforms. They're out there, they've already been built. How can you tap into it? How can you make it a win-win, right? Take the scarcity out of it, come from an abundant perspective, and get out there and network and cut these deals. And you can get to a point where you're literally getting hot leads. The reason they're hot is because of the transfer of trust, right? Hot leads coming to you every single day, 100% for free. You don't have to worry about ad platforms, right? It's evergreen. The benefits are endless, right? You just got to get out there and try it, okay? My challenge to you is this. It's very simple, right? Start doing one of these a week. Start doing one of these a week. If you can create an evergreen asset on someone else's platform every single week, right? As a minimum, in a year, you've got 52 external assets on other people's platforms, all pointing back to you. In 2 years, you've got 104, right? What if you do 2 a week, right? These compound and it all leads back to you. These leads are very valuable, especially if you're getting in front of buyer audiences, okay? Don't underestimate this, super powerful. Go out and use it if you're in the coaching, consulting, affiliate, course creation game, personal branded information marketers. This crushes it. All right. I appreciate you hanging out with me today, and go and do this stuff. Let me know how it goes. If you want our help, jacobcaris.com. You can get all the information there about what we're up to, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.